Hello students, welcome to this video, and in this video we'll be discussing chapter 11. Hopefully if the time permits, we'll be also including chapter 12 in this because chapter 12 is it's a fairly small chapter in comparison to chapters 10 and 11. So before we go on to chapter 11, a quick look at what happened in chapter 10. So we know that in chapter 10, we saw that Ainsley is planning to have a baby through Len, and that is what she's planning. And the cold-blooded manner in which she's planning surprises Marion, and she realizes that the entire acting that she was doing in chapters 8 and 9, by projecting herself as an innocent schoolgirl of 17 was precisely to seduce Len. And she had done a lot of inquiry the previous night to Len, and she had, in casual conversation, she had found out the following information. This is not a check, RH negative check, but then we realize that Len is a skirt chaser, and so he deserves what Ainsley is doing to him precisely because every time he gets involved with a girl, and he's got involved with a fair number of girls, he's not ready for a serious commitment. So this is his problem. So Marion decides not to tell this to Len. Tell Len about what? About Ainsley's plan. Okay, this is clear. Then Peter arrives, and Marion and Peter's relationship has changed because they have proposed here towards the end of chapter 9. That is at the end of late on Saturday night. So it is Sunday. This is happening on Sunday, late in the morning. And so Marion's relationship changes, and we realize that Marion feels closer to Peter because she's more committed to Peter. And Peter also, accepts her, and she calls her a very sensible girl, and she's feeling happy, happy that now, she's settled. So, and in fact, this is a U-turn precisely because I called this a U-turn in the previous video precisely because, this is surprising. Peter is 26 years old, and he says 26 years is too early to get settled. Well, that may be the opinion of certain men, but Trigger got married, and most of his friends got married. So, what stops him from getting married? I don't understand. Anyway, that is from my perspective, I'm telling. But anyway, so he has proposed, and now he is committed to marrying Marion. So in chapter 11 is a continuation of chapter 10. So Peter leaves. He says that he wants to get, he wants to sleep. He wants to catch up on his sleep because, he still feels a bit, hangover because of yesterday. He feels tired, okay? And Marion goes on to the next task. Peter leaves, and he wants to catch up on his sleep. And so it is almost Sunday afternoon by this time, because we know in the previous chapter that Marion, by the time she wakes up, it is almost late in the morning. So that's we saw it just to remind you, it is late in the morning. So when Marion wakes up, so when Peter leaves, it's almost Sunday afternoon. And remember, the previous chapters took place on Saturday. Okay, 8 and 9. Saturday evening, to be very precise. So Peter leaves, and Marion tries to catch up with the other work. So she looks around for some task, and she decides to wash her clothes. Okay, because it's Sunday. So she says, okay, she wants to go to the laundromat. Now, what is this laundromat? See, I'll just show you a picture of it so that it's clear to you. I'm sure you would have seen a laundromat. So you have a series of front-loading washing machines here, and you have separate washers and dryers. So something like this, or something like this, yeah. And you can go and put your clothes in, and these are the slots where you have to push in the coins. so that you can get the the washing done. So you would have seen an episode of Mr. Bean in which he goes to a laundromat and gets caught, and which becomes a big adventure for him. So she goes to the laundromat, and what happens before? I mean, so now there will be a question here. Why, sir? Is there no washing facilities in at their home? So the lady down below doesn't allow them to use uh, her facility. Okay. By laundry facility, we mean a washing machine. Okay. 1960s la enna irundho adu pathi solren. Okay. So to use her laundry facility, and so she decides to go to laundromat. So it's a trip. இவங்க வந்து clothes எடுத்துட்டு so what so Ainsley also gives her clothes. Okay. And so Marion, what she does is she first catches a bus and then a subway. So the laundromat is some distance from their house. So she gives her clothes to Marion. So Marion catches the bus and then and goes to the laundromat. Actually, she says that the laundromat is a subway stop away. ஒரு ஸ்டாப் தள்ளி ஒரு சப்வேல there is metro, what we call as metro, அதுல ஒரு ஸ்டாப் தள்ளி இருக்கு அப்படின்னா. So she reaches the laundromat and realizes that she has forgotten to bring the soap. Okay. And immediately she curses herself. And the moment she curses, a person lends her, don't worry, என்கிட்ட soap இருக்கு, நீங்க எடுத்துக்கிறீங்களான்னா ஒரு person lends her soap. And this person turns out to be that student. Actually, his name is Duncan, but Marion doesn't know his name because mainly because of the fact that she didn't ask his name. But the questionnaire கேட்டுருந்தா யார் இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா the same student whom Marion questioned the beer questionnaire கடைசி ஸ்டூடெண்ட், the கடைசி interviewee. Okay, so the last interviewee whom she the last person whom she interviewed, the last person was there. Then she wonders, oh, நீங்களா அப்படின்னு கேக்குறாங்க. And he immediately says, she recognized him as this person. நீங்க எப்படிங்க அப்படின்னு மாதிரி, it is late in Sunday afternoon and not many people were there. So so he says, and then she happily takes the soap from him, and she starts they put on they start the machines and they sit. So both sit in front of the machines when the washing happens. So what happens is, immediately Duncan starts to talk to her about and see this entire conversation. 2 or 3 things happen. Okay, we are going to look at all these things. It's almost a monologue that Duncan has with okay, almost a monologue where Marion just listens. Okay, so this is what happens here. So first he he offers her chocolate, which she refuses, and then he says that he's not very he's not happy about certain facts about the laundromat, because sometimes you get other people's hair. Okay, in your clothes. Okay. So அது நடக்க சான்ஸ் இருக்கு. Actually, there is I heard that there is a standard operating procedure for this. நீங்க ஓரளவுக்கு நீட்டா தான் எடுத்துன்னு வந்துக்கணும். சும்மா எல்லாம் ரொம்ப சாயிலான க்ளோத்ஸ் எடுத்துன்னு வரக்கூடாது அப்படின்னு ஒரு ரூல் இருக்கு போல் இருக்கு. பட் எனிவே, ஸோ லாண்ட்ரோமேட்ல இந்த ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு அவர் ஆரம்பிக்கிறாரு. Okay, so he's not happy about the laundromat for this particular reason. So this is the first thing that he says. Then he says that he likes watching laundromats, watching, the machines in the laundromat. And he says why? Because he compares it to television. Okay. And what is the comparison here? See, usually a laundromat has a machine like this with the front loading thing. So it looks almost like a television. And you can watch the clothes tumbling in. Okay. Getting washed. And they usually tumble. That's what I mean by tumbling. So that is why he compares this, washing the clothes, watching the clothes getting washed to a television program. And in fact, he says that, just as you can change a program in a TV, in a television, you can do the same thing in a laundromat. A laundromat has got, when you look at your washing machine, it has got programs in it, no? There is heavy wash, light wash, jeans na or wash கொடுக்கும். உங்க நம்ம வாஷிங் மிஷின்ல செக் பண்ணா எத்தனையோ இது இருக்கு. Okay, 3 or 4 programs will be there. And then he says that he can also, these programs will be colorful because he can make this colorful எது laundromat by throwing in some green socks. Green socks போட்டுட்டாருன்னா அதுவும் அப்படியே டம்பிள் ஆகி இப்படி சுத்தின்னு இருக்கும். And it will be very nice. This is his comparison. And then the third thing that he says is he talks about ironing. First washing, drying, and then ironing. Okay, he wants to iron clothes, and he says that ironing clothes is a very good it's an activity because it flattens things out. Okay, it flattens things. F-L-A-T-T-N, sorry, double T. It flattens things, and he can remove the wrinkles of clothes. And then the fourth, see, all this he speaks, but Marian just listens. It's a monologue. Okay. So then the next topic that he talks about is about his flatmates. Okay, actually we met them in a previous chapter. In which chapter? If you go back to my videos, you know we met them in chapter 6. Okay, so first he talks about, and they're also students. Okay, so all these 3 are students. So he first talks about his flatmate Fish. Okay, his name is Fisher, and he has back formed this Chellama Fish na kupranga. Okay, so he talks about their eccentric study habits because they are all students. Yeah. So what does Fish do? Fish actually sits in his chair while he writes. He doesn't move at all. And then after he completes this writing, he often tears his writing. Okay, tears the pages. இது தோணும். இவங்க எல்லாரும் ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க இல்லையா? So we'll talk a bit about research also in a different video. Okay, so we'll go to a new page, to a fresh page. So in the previous page we saw that Fish, his flatmate Fish, he sits in a chair, doesn't move. Okay, when he writes, see, writing is a very difficult thing. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest problems that Indians face, that I face, okay, Indian students face, and I also face as a teacher, as a student of literature even today, I don't write as much as I should. Okay, so I keep on telling this to myself that I should be writing more, a lot more. So this is about Fish, one of the classmates, and then Trevor, the second flatmate. Trevor, what he does is he is interested in cooking. Okay, in cooking 12 course dinner. Okay, 12 course na, see the Western concept of dinner. Okay, so 12 course meals he prepares. And I won't say 12 course dinner. No, this is precisely the 12 course dinner. This is precisely the word that is being used in the novel. He also practices. Apart from what you do, you should always have some hobby. Okay, he practices 15th century Italian calligraphy. Okay, very strange. This is one of his hobbies, apart from the the research that he does. And this is what he does. This is one of his hobbies. Okay, so hobby 1, hobby 2. Okay, cooking and calligraphy. By the way, அந்த காலத்துல வந்து சைனீஸ் ஸ்வர்ட்ஸ்மென் யாரெல்லாம் கத்தி சண்டை போட்டவங்களோ அவங்க கட்டாயமா காலிகிராஃபியும் பண்ணும். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு பேரலல் ஸ்கில் எது அப்படிங்கறத எடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னாக்கா அது சம்மந்தமே இருக்காது. That is why they say students should start playing sports. ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் விளையாடுனீங்கன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும், ஃபுட்பால் விளையாடுங்க, கிரிக்கெட் விளையாடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So it's always good to have a hobby. And then so now he comes to himself. Okay, then he says that he talks about himself. Duncan talks about himself, and he has certain eccentric practices, and he is trying to complete he talks about himself and his eccentric things, and he says that he is stuck with a term paper. Now what is a term paper? நீங்க MA பண்ணீங்கன்னா, sorry, MA பண்ணும்போது, MA பண்ணீங்கன்னா, I want most of you to do an MA as long as your the family situation allows. Okay, of course I don't put too much pressure on people because ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒரு நிலைமை டாக்குன்னா. Yeah, so anyway, so and plus see, you look at அந்த பர்டிகுலர் டயத்துல என்ன கரெக்ட்னு தோன்றதோ பண்ணுவோம். So term paper na no assignment no வச்சுக்கோ. Okay, term paper is taken for your internal marks, and it becomes forms part of your assessment. So the term paper என்ன term paper na இது long overdue term paper. எப்பவோ கொடுத்திருக்க வேண்டிய term paper, long overdue, but then he is still writing this term paper. And what is happening is he is not able to write, and he compares himself. And in fact, he compares most of the research students. Actually, through himself, he is talking about all the research students to a caged animal. Okay, what this caged animal does is, அது கேஜுக்குள்ள போட்டா அப்படி ஒரு 8 மாதிரி போட்டு சுத்திட்டே இருக்கும். Okay, you look at that. Yeah, it will be very strange. In fact, he compares himself to an armadillo. An armadillo is like is a lizard-like animal. Lizard-like reptile, which is very swift in its movements. Okay, so அது வந்து பார்த்துட்டோ அந்த he goes actually என்ன பண்றான்னா, இதை வந்து இவர் பார்த்திருக்காரு. He has gone to the zoo and seen this, and actually he says that caged animals move in a fixed pattern. அதை பார்த்துட்டு தான் he is comparing this. Okay, 8 பேட்டர்ன்ல, 8னா எங்க இருக்க கேஜுக்குள்ள என்னமா இது இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த 8 பேட்டர்ன்ல தான் மூவ் ஆகும். இப்படி போயிட்டு இப்படி வந்து ஒரு 8 போடுற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். இப்படி போயிட்டு இப்படி. Okay, so this is what happens. And he says that the more publications he sees, the more books he reads, the more publications he sees, he gets more and more confused. He is calling himself a comma counter. Okay, any research is that. And he says words. So this is not helping. Actually அது அப்படி கிடையாது. நிறைய படிக்கணும். படிச்சுட்டோ படிப்பு முக்கியம் இல்லடாக்கண்ணா, படிக்கிறது முக்கியம் இல்லை. The associations, the connections that you make. ஒரு மைண்ட் மேப் நீங்க ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிப்பீங்களா, தட் இஸ் மோர் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஸோ ஹி சேஸ் வேர்ட்ஸ் லூஸ் தேர் மீனிங். இப்போ வந்து எனக்கு அப்படிதான் இருக்கு. ஓகே, வேர்ட்ஸ் ஹவ் லாஸ்ட் தேர் மீனிங் டு மீ. ஏன்னா he's not able to find any meaning in whatever he does, in the research work that he does. So yeah, so immediately Marion says, இப்போதான் Marion இது பண்றா. She says that isn't it exciting to be a graduate student? See, அங்க கிராஜுவேட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா என்னன்னா, நம்ம அண்டர் கிராஜுவேட் பண்ணிட்டு முடிச்சு நம்மளோட சிஸ்டமே வேற. அங்க கிராஜுவேட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் மீன்ஸ் a person who completes his PhD. ஓகே, ஸோ PhD முடிச்சுட்டு வரவங்கள, தட் இஸ் ரிசர்ச் பண்றவங்கள கிராஜுவேட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் தான் சொல்லுவாங்க. யூ ஹவ் கிராஜுவேட்டட் மீன்ஸ் either you have completed your 12th, okay, or 13th standard, or that 12th grade முடிச்சுட்டு நீங்க you are ready for college. Or when I say I've graduated, then I've completed my research. Okay, this is the pattern in USA and in Canada. In fact, even in most of the Western countries. So then, yeah, so Duncan says, graduate studies, that is research or graduate studies, looks very exciting from outside. அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டைபெண்ட்லாம் கிடைக்கும், எல்லாம் கிடைக்கும், நோ ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருப்போம். பட் once you enter, you are stuck. Okay, you are stuck there. There is no escape. Okay, there is no escape. And in fact, it becomes in fact there are people who are still in after 9 years of 9th year of graduation na கிட்டத்தட்ட அவங்க வயசு வந்து beyond 26 27 இருக்கும் easily, because easily 30 வரைக்கும் 9th year of graduation கூட அவங்களோட ரிசர்ச் முடியாம. So Duncan pities these people. Okay, so Marion has escaped that. She's got a job after her undergraduation. She's got a job, so there's no problem. And then then he says that he writes on good days, he writes just a sentence, only one sentence sometimes. அதான் அவரால் எழுத முடியாது. Actually நிறைய creativity வரணும், but then research is not creative. It is very monotonous. It has been monotonous that way. And he says that he is working on he talks about his topic. His topic is on pre-Raphaelite pornography. We know that Raphaelite pornography, that is his title. அவரோட PhD ஓட டைட்டில், அவரோட ரிசர்ச் ஓட டைட்டில் இதுதான். ஓகே, pre-Raphaelite pornography. And actually Fisher எதுல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கானா, Fish is working on, his topic is, I'll have to change the pen, just give me a second. His topic is the womb symbols in D.H. Lawrence. And invariably, he suggests another thing. Most of the topics are already worked upon. இது ஒரு பெரிய தலைவலி. நீங்க கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஒரு இது பண்ணிருப்பீங்க, நீங்க ரிசர்ச் பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கே தெரியும், MPhil or most of it will be or unique. It is very difficult to find unique topics. That's the problem with research, especially in the humanities, especially in literature. Okay, so then this is what he says. So this is another top 4 topics he has taken. 4th topic வந்து அவரோட research. Then he says that talks about the consequences of research. இதோட consequences என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. He says ultimately at the end of graduation, at the end of such education, what do you become? You become good for nothing. You turn out to be good for nothing. And what do? People say that you are overqualified. Okay, people say you are overqualified, you are fit for nothing. In fact, you are not even good at digging ditches. ஏன்னா அங்கேயும் இந்த மாதிரி வேலையை கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், அவர் சொல்றாரு, டன்கன் he's saying that even if you do that, there'll be too much of analysis. What you will do, you will dig up the ditches, you will not do it properly, there'll be too much of analysis. So this is the problem with research. It is not skill based. ஒரு ஸ்கில், ரைட்டிங்கிற ஸ்கில்ல மட்டும் வச்சுட்டு பண்ணிட்டாங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஸ்கில்ஸ் ஆர் நீடட், நோ டவுட் அபவுட் தட். But well, that is how things progress. So we'll take a fresh page before we complete chapter 11. So this is what he says: you become overqualified, over specialized, and even if you are sent to digging ditches, this is where அந்த கத்துக்கிற ஆர்வம் வந்து போயிடும். Once you enter into research and all that. Of course, I'll give you a different opinion about this, okay, in another video. So don't worry about too much of what you're going to do in your MA, or it'll happen. So not everyone has to face Duncan's fate. Anyway, so this is what he says. And so a graduate life ங்கிறது இப்படிதான் அப்படின்னா. So Marian is surprised. She listens to this entire thing. Chapter 11 continued so that there is no, I'll be sending this blackboard pictures also so that it's clear to you. Marian is surprised. She is surprised that he's giving such an opinion about graduate life. Okay, because she thought that that things will be different. And she asks where they come from, where he comes from. So about his hometown. And he immediately says that, he says Fisher is from Fisher and Trevor. Okay. So each of them, Trevor is from Montreal. Okay. This is a city in Canada. And he's from a well-to-do family. He's quite rich. Actually, they own a cookie business. They make coconut cookies and coconut biscuits or coconut cookies. And he doesn't like anyone mentioning his money. Okay, that he's rich, that he's well-to-do. ஸோ இது அவருக்கு பிடிக்கல. யாருக்கு? ட்ரெவருக்கு பிடிக்காது. ஃபிஷர் எங்க இருந்து வரணும்னா, he comes from Vancouver. ஓகே, ஸோ மான்ட்ரியல் வேன்கூவர் எங்க இருக்குன்னு பார்த்துருவோம் மேப்ல. ஓகே, ஸோ ஹியர் இஸ் டொரண்டோ ஆன் த பார்டர், ஆன் தி USA border, and Montreal is here, should be here, yeah. Okay, Montreal is here. Okay, so so this is the eastern Canada. When you put, okay, the more you, Detroit is on the border again. Detroit is on the US. So this is Detroit. It's Great Lake. It's not Great Lakes. So in Toronto is on the lake, of course. Vancouver is here, Western Canada. Here. Vancouver is here. So Fisher, he misses the sea, and what he does is, that is the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so what he does is he walks to the lake and he pretends that it is the sea. Okay, it is the seashore. Actually, one thing that you miss when you go out of Madras is Chennai is the Elliott's Beach and Marina Beach. Yeah, so you miss that a lot. Anyway, so இவங்க ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒரு இதுல இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்களோட ஆன்டிசிடென்ட்ஸ், அவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு, and then he comes to Duncan, talks about his town. Actually, it's a mining town. He doesn't give details. He doesn't give any details. He says, உனக்கு தெரியாது, எங்க இருக்குன்னு உனக்கு தெரியாது, உங்களுக்கே தெரியாது அப்படின்னு அவர் சொல்றாரு, மேரியன்ட்ட சொல்றாரு. And then he says, he talks about an incident that happened last week. He says that he set fire to the apartment to escape from the monotony of study. he became so monotonous. Okay, but then that did not change anything. See, this is a point. So okay, so he found it so to escape the inertia of study. படிக்கிறாருல, ஸோ அதுல இருந்து எஸ்கேப் ஆகிறதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி பண்றாரு. ஸோ ஹிஸ் ஃபிளாட்மேட்ஸ் ஆர் டிஸ்டர்ப்ட் ஆப்வியஸ்லி பிகாஸ் ஐயோ இது என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அடுத்ததுன்னு தெரியாது. ஸோ ஃபேர்லி எக்ஸென்ட்ரிக் by this act, and they were worried about him, so they were disturbed by this act. And what happens is now they are they are looking forward to his I mean என்ன பண்ண போறான்னு தெரியல. So and then he stops talking. Duncan stops talking, and he asks her, he stops talking and he says, see, women like, that is not women like her, but all women like weak men. That is, men who need protection, men who need to be taken care of. And he says, all this, all this would have brought out the nurse or the nursing tendency in you. Okay, so he says that many women want to be like Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale is that famous person who, she was one of the women, I mean nurse who brought in the Red Cross கொண்டுறதுக்கு அவங்க ஒரு she did a lot of work with soldiers and nurse them to health. So அதான் Florence Nightingaleக்கும் இதெல்லாம் பிடிக்கும். So it brings out the, so this Florence Nightingale like feeling even Marion would have got. உனக்கு என்ன ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும்னு உனக்கு ஆசை வந்திருக்குமே அப்படின்னு அவர் கேட்கிறாரு. The washing is over. Marion thanks him for the soap. They collect their okay, Marion thanks him, and almost ரெண்டு பேருக்கும் சேர்ந்து தான் முடியறது. Okay, for lending the soap. And what happens is they collect their the clothes and they are walking out. As they walk out of the laundromat, they kiss each other spontaneously. Actually அதை அவ டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்றா. அவ சொல்றா, நான் ஒரு ஃபீலிங்கோட, I didn't feel like doing it, but I was attracted அப்படின்னு அவ சொல்றா. like plastic dogs with magnets. ஒரு டாய் டாக்குள்ள மேக்னெட் இருக்கும், அது அப்படியே அட்ராக்ட் ஆகும், கிட்ட வச்சா இன்னொரு டாக் அட்ராக்ட் ஆகும் இல்லையா, டாய் டாக். ஸோ அதான் ஆச்சு அப்படின்னு அவ சொல்றா. And she goes home thinking of the ridiculousness of this meeting. எதுக்கு நான் இவனை பார்க்கணும்? I hardly know his name. Okay, the ridiculousness of this entire meeting. So this was a fairly long chapter, and let us look at what. So this is where chapter 11 ends. Okay, so chapter 11 begins on Sunday afternoon. That is, Peter leaves. Okay, chapter 10 la அவர் மீட் பண்ண வராரு. Peter leaves. It is Sunday afternoon, and Marion decides to go to the laundromat. But she collects some of Ainsley's clothes, and she takes her clothes also, and she goes. And then she meets that in the laundromat, she discovers that she has forgotten the soap, and she meets the student who was her last interviewee for the beer questionnaire. Okay, she recognized him, and then this guy Duncan, the student, he starts a monologue with her. The washing is they start the washing. They both sit in front of the machines, and all these topics he talks about. He talks about the laundromat. Then he says he compares it to a television. He says, I can put in 2 or 3, green socks and make it colorful. Then he says, I like ironing clothes because it always flattens things. Then he talks about his flatmates and what, topics they are doing, because they're all graduate students, Then fish, actually, he writes, and then he often tears up pages after writing. Okay. And Trevor is cooking a 12-course dinner. Usually he cooks a 12-course dinner. He likes cooking. That's one of his hobbies. Then he also practices 15th century Italian calligraphy. And then he talks about himself. He's working on a long overdue term paper, and he compares himself to a caged animal. In fact, most of the graduate students are a caged animal. And he talks about the futility of the entire research process. And he says, look, we are stuck in this. And because of all this, and he talks about the topics also, but because of all this, the consequences of such an education is that you're good for nothing, you're overqualified, over-specialized. And then he talks about his hometown, which is not very clear. He doesn't reveal much about his hometown. He comes from a mining town. Other later we know. Fish and Trevor oda hometown பத்தி பேசுறாரு. And then he says, I wanted to escape the inertia of education, of reading. So I set fire to the apartment, but that didn't change anything. And then he stops talking and he says, look, நான் இவ்வளோ ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேனே, you like weak men. Men who need to be taken care of. And that's because he brings out the Florence Nightingale, the nurse in you. So the washing is over. Marianne thanks him for the soap. As they walk out, they kiss each other. And it's a very strange meeting. She hardly knows his name. பேர் கூட தெரியாம எப்படி இது நடந்திருக்குன்னு அவளுக்கே புரியல. So with that, we say goodbye to chapter 11. Chapter 12 oda part 1 of the novel gets over, which I'll be posting in a few hours. Okay. So thanks a lot, people. If you have any questions, please ask them. And please look at this, go through the novel. We still have a lot of time because anyway, the exams will be, because of this, the exams will be, rescheduled. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So goodbye and best of luck watching this. And please keep the questions coming in.